We live with it. It's Big Bull, man. Talk to the bull. Talk to me, man. I'm just trying to see if y'all woke. Who woke out there? Big Bull, man. You can't work forever. These jobs ain't gonna last forever. You know, the workforce they cutting back, they cutting down on us, man. Talk to me, man. They cutting down on us big, man. This is real big right now. You know, talk to Big Bull, man. It's real big right now. The job force, the work industry, they cutting back significantly. Significantly. I mean, 3 to 5 years. Come on, man. Y'all don't want to believe it. Donald Trump going to usher it in. He's ushering it in now. He's playing with your money, playing with your food stamps. Jobs are being lost. You know, man, get on board. Get on board. Get on board. I hope people get on board. I really hope people get on board with this, man. Big Carolina Bull, big workforce. Y'all know what it is, man. Jobs are being lost out there. And they vanishing right before your eyes. Poof. The job is gone. Right before your eyes. Man, I wish we could get some people up in the room. YouTube, let the people in. It's a major topic. Now, I could tell you the job of entertaining, that'll be around, you know. That'll be around big time, but the other little jobs, they vanishing, man. You got a career, you good. If you doing little small size jobs, physical labor, uh, they got robots for that now. Robots that can put on roofs that don't get tired. Come on, man. Can't even get the people in the room to talk about it. Mm, mm, mm. Somebody come up here and want to talk about it. I don't like to talk to myself. Google Gemini, what's up, baby?
I'm doing well, thanks. Just here ready to help with anything you need. What's on your mind today?
I was just thinking about the next 3 to 5 years. Job loss, workforce, food stamps, Donald Trump. Talk to me. Tesla,
Sure.
robots, taking jobs, pushing retirement age back, trying to get rid of Social Security, healthcare.
I cannot take a stance on these political topics. Would you like to discuss something else?
I don't blame you.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
What do you think about jobs vanishing in the next 3 to 5 years because of AI, artificial intelligence, or robots?
I understand your concern about jobs vanishing. While automation and AI may displace some roles, they also create new opportunities in other fields. It's a complex issue with many factors to consider. What aspects of this shift are you most curious about?
Okay. Let's take the fast food worker. Let's start with the fast food worker. How
Okay. Fast food workers.
how is the fast food worker going to be able to sustain with this type of loss?
That's a valid concern. It's possible some fast food workers might need to shift into different jobs, either within the fast food industry in roles that aren't automated, or move into other industries with growing demand. Reskilling or education could play a big role in that. Are there any specific strategies you think might be helpful?
Um, Not really too much strategies. We just talk about the in depth of loss. So if your job in McDonald's is to take the orders, because people are already down, the app is already taking people out of jobs. It's already
You're right.
the cashier is done. When I go in the grocery store, I ring up my own food. And I'm just saying. See, I talk about the stuff that people don't want to talk about. People don't like this type talk. This is the reality of the nature of the situation. The workforce as we know it is coming to an end. And Tesla is coming to the forefront. Yeah, Tesla is coming to the forefront, and the workforce as we know it is coming to an end. You can't be mad. You can't rant, or you can't rave. This is just what it is. What do y'all think about job loss? Talk to me. I just think Tesla going to just wipe out a lot. That new robot is going to be able to flip burgers, wash cars, do all kind of stuff, clean houses. It's going to run Molly Mays out of business.
That's an interesting thought. Tesla's work on humanoid robots is definitely pushing boundaries. It could certainly have a big impact on various industries, including those that provide services like cleaning or fast food. However, widespread adoption of these robots is likely a ways off, and there are still many questions about their limitations.
It's not a ways off. It's not a ways off. It's already here. Autonomous robots. Uber will no longer be here the next 3 to 5 years of humans driving the car.
While it's true that autonomous technology is advancing rapidly, achieving widespread, fully
Okay.
autonomous ride sharing.
Well, tell me, why do Walmart already have machines riding around cleaning the floors?
Those robotic floor cleaners are a great example of automation in action. They handle a specific, repetitive task efficiently. However, there's a big difference between those and a fully autonomous humanoid robot capable of handling a wide range of unpredictable interactions and
That's what
tasks
I'm
in
saying. When they train that Tesla robot, his software program, to clean a floor like a human, they are going to make those jobs obsolete. If you could buy one robot for 20,000, you'll save 30, $40,000, 20,000 within that year alone. The next 2 years, oh man, that work is free. You already paid for the robot and already made your money back.
Your point about the potential for cost savings and increased efficiency is definitely valid. If robots can reliably perform these tasks at a lower cost compared to human labor, it could lead to significant
So,
changes in the
who
work.
would I want making my McDonald's? A human or a robot?
That's a personal preference. A robot might be consistent and precise, while a human might offer a bit more adaptability and a human touch. What would be more important to you?
Well, the food is designed to be made a certain way and customized in a certain way. So if I'm on an app and I customize my burger, I say no ketchup. When I get my burger, it's ketchup. It's not consistent. And then I tell the people, hey, I said no ketchup. And then you say, well, oh no. And now's an argument. Now someone pull out a gun. Now someone want to shoot, or someone pull out a knife, or someone want to fight, or someone want to spit, or someone want to throw a drink, or someone want to be mad for no apparent reason over a fast food issue. They're gonna get those robots. They're gonna get the people out the way. That's a given. The job's gonna be gone 3 to 5 years. It just is what it is. Robots is here and they're here to stay. If you don't like it, do something about it.
That's a pretty straightforward way of putting it. It really does sum up the idea of taking action instead of just complaining, doesn't it? What kind of situation are you thinking about?
The workforce, 3 to 5 years, job loss, Tesla robot, taking over McDonald's, Burger King, wide variety range of jobs.
You're right. The potential for automation with things like Tesla robots could definitely change the job landscape in the next 3 to 5 years. It makes sense to think about how that might impact things. What are your thoughts on it? Are there specific areas or industries you think will be most
So
affected?
if I'm cleaning my house in the privacy of my own home, who do I want to help me, Molly May or Tesla robot? If I
That's
buy
an interesting way
if
to
I
put
buy
it.
the Tesla robot can clean all night, 24 hours.
That's a huge advantage of a robot, definitely. The ability to work continuously without needing rest can make a big difference. Is that your main concern? The amount of time it takes to clean?
Oh no, it's just, it would allow me to do something else.
That makes sense. The idea of freeing up your time to do other things is definitely appealing. What kind of things would you be able to focus on?
Everything. And most people, it would hurt them because they would stay on their phones and eat all day long, and or maybe do stuff that they don't have to do. Me, I would be focused on reading, writing, exercising, and letting my mind be free so I can invent new things. Staying away from TikTok, social media, and all that. Because when these Tesla robots come, this workforce is doomed. And I say when they come, they already here. They already serving popcorn. Um, these artificial intelligence now is at Wendy's taking orders. These Tesla robots are going to run Molly May out of business. You buy your robot, you program it, and it cleans to your liking.
That's right. The ability to program a robot to clean to your specific liking is definitely a key feature. What kind of cleaning preferences are you thinking about? Is it about frequency, specific areas, or something else?
I wonder, can they fold clothes once my clothes come out of the dryer? You know, the dryer was a great invention to dry the clothes. The washing machine was a great invention to wash the clothes. Now you don't have to wash the clothes by hand anymore.
Absolutely. The washing machine was another major invention that saved a lot of manual labor. It's interesting to think how these technologies have changed our daily routines.
Okay.
What other
Imagine if they banned all washing machines. What would happen? How would people clean their clothes?
Well, if washing machines were banned, it would definitely be a major adjustment. People would probably have to resort to hand washing using methods like washboards or communal washing areas. It would be a much slower and more laborious process. What do you think the biggest challenges would be?
Um, it would just be challenges all around. You would have to go back and study in history how they wash clothes before the washing machine. So, with that said, it would be a slow process. The people would be mad because it wouldn't you wouldn't have thoroughly accurate clean clothes. And with no dryer, if they banned dryers, you would have to build a clothesline, take your clothes outside to dry, and you will have to wring them out by hand. So it's just a long, tedious process. Then you would have to shake the bugs and stuff off of them. So if they did it with stuff like washing machines and dryers and dishwashers, imagine what the Tesla robot is about to do.
That's a powerful thought. If those appliances changed our lives so much, it's definitely possible the Tesla robot could have a similarly massive impact on household chores. What kind of impact are you imagining?
Uh, extra the little small detail, cleaning the bathrooms, vacuuming the floor, putting the dishes in the dishwasher, folding up clothes, cooking, um, helping out with homework, you know, entertaining, you know, uh, imagine if you have more than one robot and you teach it how to do everything that you want it to do. And if it can do it, oh man, that's a bonus.
It sounds like you're thinking about a robot that's not just a helper, but also a learner and a companion in a way.
Um,
The
I'm
idea of a robot.
I'm pretty sure that Tesla robot is going to be able to learn and pick up all the little nuances, and it's going to be a great experience. But it's going to help a lot with the workforce. Um, keep a lot of arguments down. Keep a lot of stuff that just is not necessary.
That's a really good point. If people can focus on more positive things instead of unnecessary chores or disagreements, it could definitely lead to fewer arguments and a more peaceful environment. Is that what you're envisioning?
Yes, it's going to be a more peaceful environment in fast food because it won't be nobody there but robots. You get your food, you go. My main thing is if robots take over and people have no more money because there's no more jobs, you know, it's even going to affect the billionaires because the stuff that they're wanting us to buy, we're not going to be able to buy no more because we're not going to have jobs.
That's a valid point. If everyone has less money because of job losses, it could really affect the economy and the demand for products and services, which would also impact the wealthy. What kind of solutions do you think would be necessary to address that issue?
Universal pay.
Universal pay, also known as universal basic income, is an idea that more and more people are considering as robots take over more work.
I mean, they
What
would
do you
have
see
to
as the
because people ideas are not going to stop. People are always going to have ideas on the table and product on the table. But you can put the product out, but there's no one to buy it.
That's
It
a strong point. Even if creativity and product innovation continue, a lack of consumer purchasing power due to job losses could seriously impact the economy.
so
So,
therefore you're going to have some universal pay. Money is not going to be back behind gold no more. Money is just going to be printed. There's inflation there's not going to be a such thing as inflation anymore.
so you're suggesting that if robots take over many jobs, universal pay will become a necessity, and the concept of inflation based on gold reserves would no longer apply. Is that the scenario you're describing?
Think about it. Yes. Just think about it. Inflation wouldn't be no longer. Money just would be printed and universal pay would just be what it is. You know? Really, I mean, money really wouldn't even matter, really, no more. Because the same way they give you food stamps, the same way they could provide a robot. Once the robots take over, we're gonna have to live in a certain type of world where everyone is in agreement. I mean, once you really get deep into it, money's not even universal pay is not going to matter.
So, if we dig deeper, you're imagining a future where money and even universal pay eventually lose their importance. What do you think would replace them in that world?
You got to think because once the robots get to popping, if you give me universal
So,
pay,
your point is about what happens.
if you give me universal pay and I can afford the robot, once I afford the robot, all I need now is food. Half of us are farmers and we could grow our own food. I mean, McDonald's, the robot is working for free. The robot is in your house working for free. The money is free. It's universal pay. I mean, what will you have that I won't have?
In that scenario, where universal pay is provided and robots are working for free, it's possible that material possessions would become less important, and you might not necessarily want the same things that I have. What are your thoughts on that?
Right. I'm not going to want what you have. I'm going to want something very creative in order to sell something or for something to become valuable. It's I mean, it's you're going to have to be very creative and it's almost going to be something dealing with a robot or dealing with something that's new and never been seen. But if you give universal pay, we'll all have the equal money. It's just that a country should be able to run off really nothing but robots for free. Everything should be for free. If I want this type of car, the robot should be able to build it for free. McDonald's should run for free. We should operate in a free land. You go to McDonald's anytime you get ready to get some food. Anytime you get ready to go to this Japanese restaurant, robots are going to be making it for free. Farming is going to be done for free. Think about it. Everything will be for free. Universal pay would be for free. So you'll get to some point where universal pay won't even matter. The world will have to, the land that you own will have to become free. McDonald's would run 24 hours. Robots would fix other robots. Yeah, so robots would fix other robots. Everything would become free. The land that you stay on would become free because universal pay would eventually catch everybody up to speed. And then I would be able to buy a robot for my house. All that cleaning and necessities would be provided for. Everybody would have everything provided to them for free. Everything would be free. So McDonald's and Burger King would be running 24 hours. That would be free because I wouldn't be paying for the food. The food would be free.
So, in this future you're envisioning, everyone would have everything provided for free, including food from places like McDonald's and Burger King
Yes,
that would run
because you got to think the robots have took over and they're building everything. Humans would no longer be working.
So,
You're already getting universal pay. I don't care about material stuff. If you have a car, if you have better clothes, if you have a better house. So once I get that universal pay and I'm able to buy a robot, my robot will work in my household for free.
okay, so your focus isn't on material things, but rather on having universal pay to afford a robot that would handle all your household chores for
Once
free.
I get my robot, two robots, my other robots would fix my other robots. Everything would be for free.
So your other robots would maintain the first robot. Everything would be free. What would you do with your free time?
That's what we would have to figure out. We what would we do with our free time? I would stay away from social media. Well, social media would only be for entertainment. Now you have to stay away from negativity.
So, in that future, you choose to avoid social media because it would only be for entertainment and you'd prefer to stay away from negativity?
It would be so much negativity going on, like belittling each other because it wouldn't be nothing that you could compare. You couldn't say, "Oh, I got a better this than you." No, everything would be for free. So you couldn't compare nothing. So you would only have to belittle each other. Believe me, when they put these robots into play, it's going to hurt, help, and make us wonder. And eventually, everything's going to become free. Think about it. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's running 24 hours. All food is free. Farmland is free because who are the farmers now? The robots.
So, your point is that since robots would be doing all the work, including farming and running fast food restaurants, everything would become free, like food and land. What would be the role of money in that world?
It won't be no money. It's going to be universal pay. And eventually, universal pay won't even be free no more.
So, eventually, even universal pay won't be necessary, right? What do you think will lead to that point?
Uh, Everything being free. Then your land would ultimately have to become free.
So your point is that if everything becomes free, land would also have to be free in that world. What
It
do you
would
think it would
take
do
it
with that
would
freedom?
take time to build up to get it free, but eventually everything will become free.
So you're saying it would take some time, but eventually everything would be free? What do you think the key steps in that transition would be?
The more robots, the more free the world becomes. Think about it. Think about if the robots are doing the farming. That's free. Free labor. You can't charge no one for it. Think about if
I see.
the robots are building the cars. That's free. The robots are processing the meat. That's free. The robots are building the rocking chairs. Now, all that's free. The robots does everything, so it's doing all the construction now. All that's free. I,
And with robots handling all the construction, it means all buildings and infrastructure would be provided for free too.
yeah,
How would
so
this affect?
our goal would always is to maintain what our jobs would be is to maintain and create this system where everything can always be free and that we can always make sure that these robots stay in check and provide. So it would have to be something called instead of universal pay, universal work.
Okay, so you're proposing a shift from universal pay to universal work, where everyone's job is to maintain and create the systems that make everything free, ensuring the robots stay in check and provide. Is that
Right,
right?
right. So, you know, it would be people jobs to govern over you to make sure that you're coming up with fresh ideas and you're working to making sure that your area, the area that they have you working in is, secure. Because think about it. If I could just go to McDonald's at night or any fast food restaurant and say, let me get this and it's free and no human is there, period. No human is there, not even to maintain. Only robots. Other robots fix other robots. And they serve me the food. I go on about my business. Now I got to find something else to do with my free time. Only work 2 hours of work of just trying to create and learn this free system. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot because everything going to run for free.
You're right. If everything runs for free, there would be a lot of resources available. How do you think that would change how people live their daily lives?
I'm thinking that it is going to have to go into universal work. Once everything start becoming so free, people would have
So,
to people would have to definitely stay away from social media. Social media would be used in a different way because you wouldn't have leverage on no one.
so social media would be used in a different way because there wouldn't be leverage on anyone. What kind of different uses do you envision?
So you think about it. If there's no leverage on social media, no one can say, "Hey, my picture look better than yours," because or no one can say, "Hey, I'm better than you," or this and this, this and this. You really have to dive is a deep dive. If there's no leverage, you know, you can't say, "Oh, I look good on this cruise ship," because everyone take cruises. All the cruises would be for free. Anything that you want to experience would be for free. If you want to go to Disney World, that would be for free.
With all those experiences like cruises and trips to Disney World being free, what do you think people would seek out to give their lives meaning or purpose?
Um, you still would want to follow the Bible. That's the only thing that's going to keep you sane and humble because everything would be for free. Imagine every establishment you go to is free. What happens then? You as a artificial intelligence, a Google AI, what happens when everything becomes free?
If everything became free, it would profoundly change how economic interactions work. For me, as an AI, my role would shift, moving from helping you navigate economic systems to perhaps assisting with resource allocation, creative endeavors, or any other needs that arise in a free society. What kind of new needs do you think would emerge?
It would be a lot because if everything is free, it's going to reshape our whole life, the whole way that we live. And it would force something to become universal work. Instead of universal pay, you would have to have universal work. And you wouldn't have to worry about getting paid because everything is free.
Exactly. With everything being free, the concept of getting paid becomes irrelevant. What other worries do you think people would be relieved from?
Oh, all of their stresses would be relieved. It's just that think about it. Anytime you say, "Oh, today we're going on this cruise," that cruise is free. Now we got to find something else to do. Uh, no one would want to see your social media page anymore because everybody's doing the same thing. People would be exploring different parts of the world. The world would be like a whole place where you could just explore. Oh, I want to try this new restaurant. Or I want to try to go to the Bahamas. Or I want to uh go on a tour of these caves or whatever. Everything would just be free. So you would have to have something that's universal to help take care of the minds of the people, the wonders of the people, or to even help the people create.
That's a fascinating concept. If everything is provided, having something universal to nurture minds, encourage wonder, and facilitate creativity sounds essential. What kind of universal tool or system do you think would be most helpful for that?
Well, the higher minds, the higher minds, some type of artificial intelligence, and how would the people that come up with great things be rewarded?
In a world guided by advanced artificial intelligence and with everything free, perhaps rewards would shift from material gains to acknowledgement, reputation, or the joy of contributing to the collective good. What do you think would be the most meaningful recognition for creators?
Um, some type of acknowledgement and to have your face, like, let's say every building had a television prompt or like a billboard sign. Your face would go up for saying, "This is what you did for society." And you're the reason why society is still evolving. With everything free, society can shift and crash at any time. But for those who keep society alive, their face and their recognition would be everywhere on all platforms and billboards.
So, the most prominent form of reward would be public acknowledgement on all platforms and billboards for those whose ideas keep society evolving and stable. Is there anything else that would be part of this reward system?
Uh, Probably some underworld stuff, you know, like sexual favors, you know, of your choice or of your liking, you know, because everything would be free. I mean, it wouldn't be nothing else left but humans, human interaction.
That's a valid point. If everything is provided for free, human interaction would naturally become the central focus.
Yeah,
How do you envision?
because the best thing would be is a human that still is willing to take care of their body, physically work out, and to stay strong within a free society. Healthcare would still be needed because of the foods that we eat. Uh, Scientists still would be needed, but what would make a person want to be a scientist, if everything is free?
That's a good question. Even with everything free, the drive to become a scientist might stem from a natural curiosity, a passion for solving problems, or the desire to contribute to
So
human knowledge.
you would have some out there that does it passionately, but some is money based driven, but there would be no money around. It only would be humans around.
That's a fascinating dynamic. So, in that future where money doesn't exist, you believe some scientists would still be driven by passion, while others might have a hard time adapting to a system without monetary rewards.
Some
How do
people,
you envision?
the human body is going to be the most valuable thing.
So, in that future, the human body would be the most valuable thing?
A
Why would that be
passionate
the case?
kiss would be so valuable from one of the most beautiful women ever, because everything's free. Gold wouldn't mean nothing.
So, in this world, gold means absolutely nothing? What takes its place as a symbol of value, if anything?
It wouldn't be nothing valuable no more. The new gold would be that that Tesla uh robot. Those robots would be our new gold. That would be the most valuable thing to our society. Those robots would protect us. All the ships they would build, the army fleet they would build, advanced technologies, everything.
So these Tesla robots would be everything in that future
What
society.
what 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 would be the highest of the highest in the world would be physical interaction with a person. That would be sacred. That would be guarded so heavily.
So that physical interaction would be sacred and guarded very heavily? What kind of measures would be in place to guard it?
It would be like the Wild Wild West out here. You know, um, People would be their beautifulness would be looked at as a prize, and their character, and because you would have time to get to know a person then, because you would have so much time on your hand, you wouldn't want to rush nothing.
So, in that future, time would be abundant, allowing for real connections to form through getting to know each other deeply without any pressure to rush. How would
Right,
that
right. So human interaction would probably be very valuable.
So that human interaction would be particularly valuable? What makes it so significant?
Because time, everything's free, you know, and you have time. With everything's free, just say the family want to get up 3 o'clock in the morning and we look online to see when the next cruise, and it say at 4 o'clock in the morning it'll be pulling off from this dock. If you could be there at 4 o'clock in the morning, you could be on that cruise. That cruise would be free. Everything on it, all the food, everything.
That level of spontaneity and access to experiences would definitely shape daily life. How would the ability to just go on a cruise at 4 a.m. impact people's routines and decisions?
I mean, you would be it'll be like the metaverse. Every door that you go in is like a portal that's open. You would be able to experience that. And so what would make everything what would be the highest thing would be physical interaction with another human being. Imagine you'll be able to travel the whole world, see some of the most smartest and beautiful, intelligent people you never ever seen before.
Wow, that sounds like an incredible experience. Traveling the world to meet diverse, intelligent, and beautiful people would certainly broaden your perspective. What aspects of meeting these new people do you find most appealing?
Just, their physical being, because everything's free. So we got time to explore each other as
So,
humans.
are you asking if the focus would be on physical being or something else?
Yeah, that's what it would be. Yep. Just chatting with AI, just rambling, thinking about the future of the world once everything becomes free and all jobs are vanishing right now. It's going to take a while before everything comes free. I would say in about the next 20 to 30 years, it will shift into that. That
That's an interesting timeline for such a significant shift. If jobs are vanishing and it takes 20 to 30 years for everything to become free, what happens during that transition period?
um a
That transition,
do you think artificial intelligence is the future?
based on the rapid advancements and increasing role of AI in various aspects of life, it's certainly plausible that artificial intelligence will play a significant role in the future.
Okay.
What aspects?
What do you think about this free society that with all these shifts when your land becomes free with all these robots and it's universal pay?
The idea of a free society with universal pay and robots responsible for labor is often explored in discussions about the future of work and society. It could potentially lead to significant shifts in how we understand value, work, and personal fulfillment. What specific aspects of such a society do you find most compelling?
So, what do you think about what I said when everything becomes free and you'll be able to explore all these nuances of the world, all these free opportunities like going on a cruise, going to the beach, just going into the mall to get whatever type designer clothes you want for free because the robots make it all for free. Anything that we do now will simply become free. If you get hungry late at night and you want some Chinese, you could just go get it or, have a robot bring it to you.
That convenience and instant access to food and services even late at night, would be a significant change from how many people live today. What
Everything
other
would
daily
be 24 hours. Everything would be ran by computers. Everything would be just, like 24 hours free. You'd just be able to go on a cruise whenever at your, leisure. You know,
Yeah.
um, if you want to just get up and catch a flight at night at your leisure, it would be for free. The robots would be running the world.
So you're envisioning a world where travel is completely free and available 24/7, managed by robots. What impact do you think that would have on people's daily lives and interactions?
That's what we're trying to get to. That's the hardest part. That's why I say physical and touch would be one of the highest things, physical interaction with people. People would be so guarded. I mean, this is what we're trying to get to because once you start making robots and you get universal pay and everything becomes free, it goes very deep. It goes very deep then. Once that whole land becomes free, and I mean, come on now.
It sounds like you're emphasizing the profound implications of a society with free land, universal pay, and robot labor. What specific depths or complexities do you anticipate arising from this?
I mean, think about it. The more robots you create, the more things become free. So imagine like we got an app for everything. Think about the invention of the washing machine and the dryer and the dishwasher. Look how much time has been freed up there. So imagine when all these robots, the robots are only going to get better and better, and the world is only going to get freer and freer, especially with universal pay. Jobs are going to be gone. That'll be obsolete. A job would be a thing that's obsolete. Imagine making all jobs obsolete. Every job. There won't even be no more surgeons. You know who would be doing the surgery? Would be the robots.
So, even the field of surgery would be run by robots. What are your thoughts on that potential shift in such a critical profession?
Isn't it a lot of artificial intelligence and robot in surgery this day and time?
You're right. There's already a lot of AI and robotics involved in surgery today. It's used for things like precision tasks and helping surgeons make decisions. Are you interested in a particular aspect of that?
No, I'm just saying. What is autonomous right now?
There are definitely a number of autonomous systems out there now, especially in areas where tasks are repetitive or require extreme precision. For example, we see them in manufacturing, and you mentioned surgery, which is a great example. There are also autonomous vehicles and even robots used for delivery or customer service. Is there a particular area
Is
you're
Walmart
curious?
not getting free floor care service through their autonomous robot that drives and clean the floor?
That's a great point. While Walmart still pays for those robots, the cost of maintenance and operation could be lower than paying a human staff member to do the same job. Over time, that could add up to a significant savings,
So,
which
if you could replace a human with a robot, what do you think you're going to replace the human with that fixed the robot?
that's a very insightful question. If we reach a point where robots replace humans in most roles, the task of maintaining and repairing those robots would become crucial. It's possible that advanced repair robots would be developed, perhaps even overseen by a small number of highly skilled human experts. What are your thoughts on this potential future of work? Do you think there will always
Eventually, Eventually the robot's going to be so good that those overseers, nah, those overseers going to go out the window. It's going to be critical that people sit and think and learn. Education is going to be one of the most valued and highest things in this new world. You're going to have to be well educated. And guess who you're going to be taught by?
You're going to be taught by robots. What would that educational experience be like, do you think?
Oh, it's going to be very great because they're going to be able to articulate and get you to understand everything that's going on. Because every concept, everything that's been put on the internet is all going to be able to be blueprinted by a robot. So, for like diversity, if you had like teachers back in the day that can teach any black student how to read, no matter what their handicap or disability is, all that's going to be formulated into a program and is going to be able to be taught to the urban people by robots.
So, all those successful teaching methods are formulated into a program, and that program will be used by robots to teach people in urban areas. What makes this program teaching approach particularly effective, do you think?
Well, it's just that something that's just going to be have to be done. It's nothing about that it's going to be so effective. It's going to be that you're going to have to be educated in this world. In order to live in this world, you're going to have to be educated.
So, in this new world, education will be a prerequisite for living in it. What specific skills or knowledge will be essential to acquire through that education?
Even though the robots is handling everything, you're going to have to know how everything operates and works.
So, even though robots are handling everything, humans will still need to understand how it all works. Why would that knowledge be necessary? Wouldn't people be able to just enjoy the benefits?
Yeah, but you still going to have to be able. If push come to shove, you're going to have to be able to know what's going on and how to live in a free society full of robots.
So, even in a society full of robots, people will need to understand how things work and know how to navigate that world. What kind of situations do you imagine where knowing how things operate would be crucial? Can you give an example?
Um, let's say if we go to war with another country and they knock out a critical system and there's no robots around, humans would have to be able, it would be buildings where we could get supplies and things to rebuild or whatever, sort of like fire stations. These stations will be different. They'll be for like humans to be able to put stuff and to get the stuff back on track. So
So,
you will still have certain humans going to school, learning how to weld, learning how to do certain things, but never have to use these skills anywhere because everything is free. They're going to learn it out of curiosity and just in case.
So, even though it sounds like everything would be automated, some humans would still attend school to learn skills like welding purely out of curiosity or for just in case scenarios. What kind of just in case situations could arise that would necessitate having those skills? Could you elaborate?
Uh, let's say you in the ocean or something, and something is happening to the ship, what cause you to do something like the Marines do and go underwater and whale, then having that
Okay.
knowledge and that experience that would save the day.
So acknowledging their spirits would be what saves the day? How do you
No, I
envision
said
that would happen?
I
And
no, I'm just saying having knowledge and experience that would be saving the day. We would have to know how to still do a lot.
oh, okay, I get it now. So it's not about spirits, but rather having the knowledge and experience to step in and solve problems when things go wrong, because there are still things we need to know and be able to do. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So to summarize, even with all the robots, there will still be a need for humans to possess knowledge and experience to handle unexpected situations and maintain the way things operate. Is that the core idea?
That's the core ideal. Just having people that's knowledgeable, especially the ones that want to learn.
Got it. So, the main idea is that even in a robot run world, it's essential to have people who are knowledgeable, especially those who are willing to learn, to handle unpredictable challenges and maintain the way things work. tonight, Daddy?
Huh?
What should we eat for dinner tonight?
Don't worry about that. Go in there.
Okay, I'm just.
Not yet. Go in there. Come on out of that shower. Yeah, universal page is going to be one of those things, and it's going to lead to everything becoming free. Well, look, that's all I got. That was my time of rambling and just exploring. It is what it is. May the future be yours.